There, welcome back. We've got another topic that everybody loves, and it's connected to their favorite household friends. Felines, dogs, and the rest. We love our pets, and sometimes they bring home extras that we don't want around. Fleas are a big problem, and they are incredibly effective at ruining our day. There is a significant amount of resistance again when it comes to fleas. Now, that being said, there's a lot of ways to get rid of them, but most do include actual pesticides. So, my treatment is usually a residual spray, cracks and crevices, just like before. But this one is a little bit different. That I like to explain in person and when we have a conversation. And one of my favorite things about fleas is sometimes you don't know how you got them. So sometimes we have to take a look around, and sometimes we'll find an extra visitor, possibly a raccoon, living under your deck or under your house or in your attic. Um, there's a lot of ways that people get them, but one of the biggest ways that we can get rid of them is through pesticides and rigorous vacuuming. When it comes to fleas, when they are babies and when they're eggs, sorry, they are quite capable of lying in wait. They can actually stay in their egg for up to 8 months, and they don't require a lot of feeding. So one of the unfortunate things is when you have a flea issue, sometimes you can get a resurgence quite a bit down the road, just due to the fact that you might not have been in an area where they were and they just hatched and now they're coming out all over again. So after we apply the residual spray, we need to get them moving. Now eggs will hatch when they feel vibration of footsteps. So a few ways that we can get those vibrations without walking on it would be vacuuming, and my favorite is music. If you are going out for the day, what I strongly suggest doing is after the treatment, taking your speakers, putting them against the ground, so just flipping them face down, and playing whatever music you like. I do strongly suggest Leonard Cohen. The guy does not get, you can't find a deeper voice than that. So that bass line is really good for getting things to rumble. But it is important to vacuum daily as many times as possible. If you think about it, grab that vacuum, pick it up, and just start getting them moving. They're not so good at targeting when they are jumping. They just jump, and it's quite random. Now, when they're jumping, eventually they are going to come in contact with the poison, and then we will get a good resolution. Now, what I've noticed is the first day, it doesn't make a difference after the spray. It really is a course of a couple days. Usually I expect that roughly 10 to 14 days later, after regular vacuuming and music if you're leaving, you're going to get a really good resolution to the flea problem after about 10 days. So don't expect this is just a splash and they're all going to die. That unfortunately does not work. This is something that we've got to take a little bit of time to get under control. Now, the first application, I generally use a single pesticide, and if it does require a second application, I'll use something called an IGR, which is an insect growth regulator. And what that does is it doesn't allow them to go through the full metamorphosis. So it restricts them from changing into adults, basically. Adults are the only ones able to lay eggs, so if we have to go with a second spray, second application of an IGR, this is usually only done in extreme situations, then we do have that available to us. And the reason that I do not apply that on the first spray is I prefer to go as safe as possible through the steps. The IGRs are relatively new, and we are learning things about them on a regular basis. They are approved in Canada and the United States, and they are extremely effective. But like most of us, I do want to make sure that I'm doing as least harm to the homeowner and to the pets and to the environment as I can possibly do. And that's my first and foremost concern, is doing the least harm to everything I'm not trying to affect. So that is our comment on fleas, and if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to write that in the comments below. If you have any questions, or if you can teach me something, please let me know. I want to know as much as possible. There is always room to learn. Thank you. Bye for now.